Hey, Jade again. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't post a lot on this channel. I only have one video, and it's of me talking about my septum piercing, like everything you need to know about it. So, if you want to go watch that, it's on my channel somewhere. But, I thought I'd make another one just because I'm bored, and, excuse the fact that I look like a child right now. I'm in my bedtime attire. This shirt, but yeah. So I thought I'd make this video about stretching your ears. Okay, first of all, I'll say my ears are stretched. They are happily stretched and very healthy. They are 0 gauge at the moment. I'm wearing these plugs that I got off of Amazon, I believe. Let me try to show you. I don't know if you can see it because of the shadow and like the design they have, but yep, these are 0 gauge double flare, and they were like $17, but they're like I think they're metal. I don't even know, but yeah. So all right, so I started stretching my ears over a year ago, and I was stupid, and I started at 8 gauge instead of starting from like 16 or 18. So what I did was, let me show you. I'm gonna show you the what I used to stretch them. I used this taper. See, this is an 8 gauge taper, and I shoved it through my ears. I didn't listen to my body, and I shoved it through my ears, and it was so painful, and it ripped my ears, and it was bleeding, and it was terrible. So I don't advise you to skip sizes. If you're going to stretch your ears, do it properly with like you can use tapers, you can use, I don't know, when you start small, you should use like tapers, but they have to be like surgical steel, like good stuff. I mean, I used acrylic just because I was low on money, and it works for some people, for others it doesn't. I mean, if you want to be safest, you should probably use surgical steel, but I used acrylic, and even though my ears ripped because I shoved them through, they healed up fine, and yes. So after that, I went from that to 6 gauge. I used this black taper, right there. And this taper is actually pretty cool. Like, it kind of, like, it has a plug attached to it. So it's like, you put in the taper, and then you unscrew the pointy part. And then it comes with, like, a back, so you can just screw it in. And it's like instant plug. See, hold on, let me show you. I'm trying to screw this in. Okay, look. So, like, it screws in. Like that. And you have instant plug. They're actually pretty cool tapers. I'm not sure where I got them, but yeah. That was 6 gauge. After 6 gauge, I went to 4 gauge with this pretty pink taper. It was pretty, it was pink. And it's the same as the other taper with the screw-on plug. But yeah. And after 6 gauge, I stayed at 6 gauge for actually a really long time. I was just lazy. Like, I didn't feel like stretching up, and I didn't feel like spending money on new tapers or plugs. So I stayed at that for a really long time. But when I did decide to stretch, that was 4 gauge, the pink taper. This is 2 gauge. Just a regular black taper. It's not this one has O-rings instead of like the screw-on plug. So I stayed at when I was at 2 gauge, I should have stayed at 2 gauge longer. Just because when I put in my 0 gauge tapers, it really hurt. And when it hurts, it means you're not ready to stretch. But I was really impatient, and I just kind of shoved them through. So, and you don't want to shove it through when you have to shove in a 0 gauge taper, because it's one of the biggest stretches, and it was actually so painful. And yes, I regret it. I should have stayed at 2 gauge longer. So don't be like me and wait an appropriate time between each stretch, especially the bigger ones. So this is the 0 gauge taper, O-rings, regular, you know. But I'm currently still at 0 gauge. I'm planning to stretch up to 00 soon. I've been at 0 gauge for way longer than you need to, so I'm good when it comes to that. And plus, my plugs are just going straight through my ears. My ears are actually really stretchy, so I'm guessing that means it's time to size up anyway. But that's just what I did. Other people did it differently, I guess. Some people dead stretch with like plugs. I don't really do that, but some people tape up. Like you can buy plugs, and then when you want to stretch up to the next size, you tape up the edges of the plug and then put it back in. I chose to use tapers. I mean, it was just my personal preference. But other things. If you're gonna stretch, don't stretch with silicone, because that will really, really fuck up your ears. Like, I mean, I never did it, but I've had friends, and it's really nasty. Sorry. Yeah, my dog is being creepy, and it's like 4 in the morning. But another thing. Okay, when it comes to skipping sizes, you're not supposed to, like, you can get blowouts, especially during the bigger sizes. Like, you can rip your ears, and it's just, I've seen pictures of like really bad blowouts. Like, they're terrible, and like, I wouldn't want anybody to get a blowout, because they look disgusting. And yeah, when you get to bigger sizes, you have to like keep your ears clean, like, because when you stretch your ears, they kind of start to stink if you don't keep them clean. So it's like, I'd advise you to, whenever you take a shower, and take your plugs out and like scrub your ears with like antibacterial soap and whatnot. That may do the trick. Also, do not put in, I mean, I stretched with acrylic tapers, but I wouldn't advise it. So, because some people have like bad reactions to like acrylic, like cheap material. So if you really want to be safe, you should probably use surgical steel. When you're stretching, don't use wood, like wooden plugs to stretch, because wood harbors bacteria. When you stretch, you have to it's just like a really long list of stuff you can do. You have to keep them clean, like during the stretches. What I did was, God, I haven't stretched in so long, I don't even remember what I used to do. There's a lot of stuff you can buy, but just like antibacterial soap, you can like, rub around it with like a Q-tip, But yeah, so I think that's all I can think of for right now, for like tips and stuff like that, and just how to stretch your ears. So yeah, I think that's all I can think of for now. But if there's anything I'm missing, or I don't know, questions, comments, you can post comments, subscribe, whatnot, whatever. Bye. Have a nice day, guys.